Now, what's the biggest misconception of you? What's one thing people think about you, but it's not true?
You know, I think a lot of people have asked me what I do for a living regularly, and they just are always surprised as to what I do. I think when you have a certain body type, you know, when you're curvy or you look a certain way, a lot of people assume that, you know, you're a dancer. And not that there's anything wrong with being a dancer or anything like that, but that's just not what I do. So a lot of people just think, you know, I dance, or I don't know, just things I don't do. So
exotic dancer, stripper.
Yeah, you know, stripper or escort. I've heard that before. Escorting, I'm from San Diego, and escorting, I guess, is like a really big thing in San Diego.
Oh.
So they assume that sometimes, or I don't know, I just think just people don't, they just think I'm different than what I really am, I guess, you know.
Craziest rumor you heard about yourself?
Craziest rumor? Trying to think. Rumors.
Too many rumors to think of one, or not enough rumors to think of one?
I guess not enough rumors, or that I guess they haven't got back to me, I guess. It's usually, when it comes to misconceptions, I think it's mostly people like telling me in my face, like they'll ask me and then I'll tell them what I do, and then they'll be like, oh, I thought you did this, or, you know, it's usually in person. I don't think I've really heard, like, through the grapevine of anybody saying anything crazy, but I'm personally not out there. Like, I'm out there like that because of social media, but I'm personally not out there like that I think for rumors like that to be fueled. So, you know, during the week, I stick to my job, and then I don't really go out as much now unless I'm going for a booking or for a special event and stuff. So I guess maybe I'm just not out there enough personally in person to get rumors going.
What question do you hate to answer?
What question do I hate to answer?
Is there a question people ask of you just can't stand?
If my boobs are real, or if my butt is real, or stuff like that.
Body parts.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Or if my hair is real, or if, you know, not that I have a problem answering them, but I just think it's inappropriate a little bit for people just randomly to ask you on the street. You don't know me. I've never met you before. I feel like I would personally never ask anybody that. If I think a girl looks beautiful, whether it's real, not real, I really don't care. I think she looks beautiful. So if anything, I'll give her a compliment. I would never ask somebody if their body parts are real. I just think that's kind of rude in a way. It's different in like an interview setting like this, but if you're just walking down the street and some stranger comes up to you, it can get a little annoying.
I've heard people do that in an obnoxious way too.
Yeah.
Maybe they're being honest and you know, just questioning, but the approach is crazy.
Yeah. And
at the mall or
right, yeah.
something of that nature.
Like, I went to Vegas sometime this past year, and we were out there, I think it was for like the Mayweather fight, and I was there with my girlfriends, and one of my girlfriends, she actually, she's very curvy, even curvier than I am. And this lady came up to us, and she was just kept asking her, it wasn't even me, she kept asking her if her butt was real. And I think my friend made a joke about it or something, didn't really answer the question but joked about it, and turned around. This lady asked her like multiple times, back to back, like wouldn't walk away. And it's like, why do you need to know so bad? What difference is it going to make to you whether another person who you don't know's body parts are real? It just makes no sense to me. I think it's silly and obnoxious and immature, but that's just me.
How did she handle that situation?
She was annoyed because I guess, you know, because she is so curvy, she's used to it. Well, she's not used to it. She basically gets it a lot, so it like really annoys her because it happens so much. She says that it's like, when you ask once, okay, And most people will understand the fact that you're not trying to answer the question or trying to talk to them and walk away. But this lady was really persistent. We were just like looking at each other like, wow, like, why do you care? So, I mean, I don't know. I personally would never ask somebody that. Like, maybe obviously if they're my friends, then it's a different conversation, but I would never go up to a stranger and ask them something personal like that. Like, you do not have the right to do that. So.
How did your friend handle that particular situation, though?
I think she made a joke about it and said, does it look real, and laughed it off or something. And just kind of turned around and kept talking to us. And this lady like tapped her on the shoulder again and asked her again. And she said, I think she said something like, does it matter? You know, like, I'm sorry, I don't know you. Like, and the lady just was very persistent. I think she might have asked her like 3 times the same question. We were just like, oh my God. And I think she joked about it at the end and said something, yeah, it's real expensive or something, which was funny, but yeah. But I guess she gets it a lot, so.
Now, as far as you're concerned, what are your answers to those questions? You talked about, you get questioned about your breasts, your butt, your hair.
You know, if it's somebody I know and it's not just a random stranger, I'll tell them whatever they ask, because I'm not, you know, I have hair extensions. I've got some work done and I'm not ashamed of it. So I'll tell them. Strangers, I don't engage, just because I just don't feel like you have the right to ask me that if you don't know me. So that's pretty much it. I personally wouldn't ask somebody that, so that's it. But.
Now, do you care what people think of you?
No, because I feel like unless I know you and you have some effect on my life, I really don't care about your opinion, to be honest. I feel like misery likes company. So I feel like a lot of people just spread negativity for no reason. So I just don't really care. Like, if you don't like me for whatever reason and never met me personally, I can't take that personally because you've never even dealt with me. So of course I care about people's opinion who are close to me, and I will, you know, take that into consideration, whatever's being said. But if I don't know you, or you've never spent 5 minutes with me, or you just seen me somewhere and whatever, I don't care.
How did you get like that? Because some people care a lot.
You know what?
Was there a turning point for that, or you were always like that?
I think there was a turning point, because I think growing up, I was a little more insecure, and I was, you know, I feel like I did like a whole 360 kind of, because growing up, I was really shy. And I was really shy, I was really nerdy, and just kept to myself. I moved here from Mexico when I was in the 1st grade, so, you know, it was all new to me. English is my second language. So my full name is actually not Lina. Well, it's Lina, which is a Latin name, obviously, and a lot of people can't pronounce it. So like growing up, people would make fun of my name. You know, you don't always fit in when you're like new to the country. So I guess eventually I just didn't care. I think by the time I graduated high school, I don't know. I guess I just learned that it didn't matter. That was it. You know, you can't really, it's all about what you think about yourself. Of course, people close to you, their opinions matter if it's people you love. But if it's people that don't know you, why should it even matter? Because how can you have anything to say when you don't know the person? And I think with social media too, people assume, and you should never assume. So with social media, it makes it easy for people to judge you, or think you're a way that you're not, or think your life goes a way that it doesn't, which is what I get a lot. People think my day-to-day life is a lot different than it really is. So I think you should just not care. You know, if people aren't being positive, then, you know, let them keep their negativity to themselves. So.
What are your keys to success?
You know what? I think you should just, me personally, or what do I think they are?
No, what are your personal keys to success?
You know what? You just have to stay focused and stay committed and stay motivated, which I think is really the hard part. You know, I think no matter what you do for a living or what your goals are, you know, you get knocked down, then you get disappointed and things don't go your way, so you just kind of lose motivation, which is, I mean, that has happened to me. That was kind of one of the things that made my 2017 okay. I think I just wasn't as motivated as I feel like I should be and want to be because certain things went wrong. So I think that's the hardest part really to success. I think it's just, you know, when something goes wrong, you need to reevaluate the situation and regroup and try again. But that's the hard part. So I think it's just really staying motivated with whatever it is you want to do. And, you know, kind of just not losing hope, I guess, because that's easy to do. So.
How do you personally get remotivated?
Usually when I have something bad happen or I get disappointed or something, of course, I get in a weird mood like everyone else does. I usually, you know, just kind of keep to myself for like a day or two and just, I don't know, like I guess I go over the scenario in my head a little bit and figure out what went wrong, if it was my fault, if it wasn't my fault, what I have to change, what I don't have to change if it wasn't my fault, you know, and just kind of take it for what it is. Like every situation I think is either, you know, it's a lesson if it's not an opportunity. So you just kind of have to evaluate what the situation was, realize what it was, and then just keep it moving. That's all you can do.